What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another Tottenham update, and not a good one, to be honest, to bring to you today. Yesterday, we heard the news about Fulham and COVID cases. We weren't actually told how many and whatever, but we were told that the game could very well be in doubt today, the Fulham game at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But we've just got the news now from Alistair Gold and from The Athletic that the game is now off. What can we say, Sim? What can we say?
Yeah, it's not a great situation. Obviously, I think it's the right decision after the calling off Man City's game a couple of days ago. It was always likely that further games would follow. And when I've heard of there's rumours of up to 15 people at Fulham being tested positive. I don't know how true those rumours are, but I think with the new variant out there and everything, it's probably the right decision. It's more contagious, this new variant, and you can't really take risks. And I think what really made me think that it's the right decision is when I look at Newcastle at the moment. They've got Saint-Maximin and Lascelles who've been suffering from COVID now for a while. They actually got long COVID now. So this isn't a situation anymore where even if players get it, they're going to be fine because they're athletes and they're young. Clearly, this is badly affecting players as well. And this virus isn't immune to anyone, even if they are young. So it's not just the old people or the more vulnerable who are suffering the effects. So I think you've got to think of the welfare of the players. You've got to think of how that is. And I think that unfortunately, as much as it annoys me and it's not good for us personally and whatever, I think it's the right decision, unfortunately. And it looks like now football is going to stop the way things are going, because I know even though there was talk today for a few sources that the Premier League are not talking about a circuit break to the Premier League, but I reckon they'll do a U-turn on that because they
have to at the end of the day. Look, the Man City game cancelled, the situation at Newcastle, which you've spoken about. Now the situation
United just about went ahead as well yesterday.
Yeah, and the situation at Fulham as well today. So I mean, this is gonna keep happening. So they've got to take some sort of break. The way they do it as well is, I don't know. They were talking about kind of 2 weeks, just stop it for 2 weeks. But I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, to be fair.
Because I know 2 weeks is the isolation period, but does it really make that much of a difference? It has probably be a bit longer. I think at the moment they're just putting it off, just like they did back in March, putting it off, delaying the decision until the very last moment, until they have to, and then they're going to be forced to do it. And that's what's going to happen at the moment, unfortunately. And I'm not looking forward to football stopping. Look, do I want football to stop? I don't, because it's keeping me distracted. It's something. It's helping me. Me personally, who's been isolating for 2 weeks, football's been fantastic for me. Otherwise, I would have had nothing to do for 2 weeks, literally. Yeah. So it has been keeping me entertained and everything. But I have to think about the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is the virus is ramping up in this country. No doubt about it. We're probably at worse levels than we were back in March.
That's what it feels like right now. It feels like that to me. It feels like that this is the worst it's ever been.
I think that's the facts. I don't even know if it's a feeling anymore. That's just what the data says. And
I mean, I stopped looking at the numbers and stats and facts a long time ago because it just depresses me. But
yeah, me too. I did stop as well. But recently, I haven't been looking at it as much as I used to, but I've been seeing that the levels are pretty much the same. So I think the Premier League have to do something. And when you've got and it's unfair on players. It's unfair on Newcastle to have, say, Maximin, who's their best player, being ruled out through long COVID. That's a completely big competition disadvantage then. You've got to see it from a competition point of view as well. It's a massive disadvantage to them to have their best player out for who knows how long he's going to be out. I know someone who's been suffering from long COVID for months. So what is he going to be out for the rest of the season with this? Is this going to affect his whole life? It might do. We don't know. Because we don't know about this virus. This might be a permanent thing. So we can't take risks. So I think, although how frustrating it is and how annoying it is for me personally, I know for the channel as well, I know personally that, it's not good for us if football stops. We know that. We both know that. But it is what it is. You have to think of the bigger picture of how things are going.
Like you say, at the end of the day, people's welfare and safety need to come first. That's first and foremost, and then you can start worrying about everything else. However gutting it is for football to stop, or football hasn't even been confirmed as stopping yet, but it looks like it is going to go that way. However gutting it is for this game to be called off, never mind football stopping. You just got, like you say, you got to look at the bigger picture. People's health and safety need to come first. We'll find other ways. We'll still be making content there for you. We'll be trying to keep you busy during this kind of dry period of football and everything. But it is really gutting. It is, because I just remember thinking back to when football stopped. Was it for 3 months last time?
Yeah,
longer than a summer period where we have no football. It was depressing. It really was. And we all just got to stick together, keep each other busy, keep each other happy, keep each other's minds kind of elsewhere, that's not kind of surrounded by the virus and everything, and just got to stay positive. That's the main thing, I believe.
Yeah, and I was just about to come to the studio back today for the first time. I was going to be back in the studio after isolating, and it's been snatched away from me, unfortunately. But it is what it is. This is the world. 2020 has one final twist for us, it looks like, and in this shit year. And this is it. It looks like, and I think it's the right decision. I think at the end of the day, I don't know why they waited till 3 hours or 4 hours before kickoff before making this decision. I think that's pretty.
I said to you, I said to other people yesterday, this game is definitely being called off. I don't know why they take so long to make a decision. And it was the same
about it.
The Leyton Orient game as well. Like, they never even made an official announcement on that one, did they? It was just like, we just heard from like behind the sources that it's going to be cancelled.
Yeah, they never even said. Yeah, it's true. They never even confirmed. There was definitely until really late in the day, I think. So I think, I don't know why. If it's such a close call, why even think about it? You know what I mean? 100%. If it's like, oh, there's 5 or 6 cases. Oh, should it go ahead? Like, no, don't put it ahead. It's not a hard one. If it's that close to call, it's not. You can't put people's lives at risk, and you just got to do what's right. And I think it's right to call the game off. And I think we'll see in the future, although at the moment there's no official talks about a circuit break, I personally think that will happen, and I think it will happen soon. And I think at the moment, if it has to happen, it probably has to happen very soon, because the game's coming thick and fast. Every day nearly is a game. So they have to make decisions very, very quickly. It's probably the worst time for them for this to happen, to be honest, during the Christmas period when there's the most football being played. But I think it's the right thing to do, unfortunately.
The problem is the Premier League just seem to be too reactive instead of proactive. You know what I mean? Like, they don't make decisions until the last minute. They need to be thinking of people's health and safety first and foremost, instead of money in their banks coming from the TV stations and football going ahead. Yes, it's going to be depressing and upsetting and gutting for everyone for football to stop, but the buck stops with people's health and safety. That's just the general gist of it. You know what I mean? Like, it happened against the Leyton Orient game. They didn't want to call it off until like an hour before the game. Today, they should have called this off last night, and they're probably not going to talk about football stopping until something else happens.
Agreed.
Remember back in the day when they first stopped football, they were going to carry on football, but it took Arteta to get a positive test for them to stop everything.
I remember.
They need to start thinking about things properly.
I remember we were both outraged by that, and we both could I think the whole country could see back then that the football had to stop for a period of time, and everyone could see except for the Premier League up until literally a day before. So look, with the latest round of Premier League testing as well, having their highest ever positive cases as well, this shows where it's only going in one direction. I reckon the next round will probably only be more. It'll only be more. I can't see it going down for how things are going. I think this winter has caused a massive uptick in cases. Look, I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you reasons, but I'm just saying what the situation is at the moment. And it's really worrying. And I know from us, personally, we have people inside my own household who tested positive and really struggled from it. And it's not a great situation. It really is not a great situation. I think football has to take care of its players and has to take care. Although, at the end of the day, if football carries on and tests keep ramping up and everything and positive cases, it's only going to hurt the product. It really will only hurt the product. What if one team has all their players out through COVID? You know what I mean? It's only going to hurt the product. So I think they have to do what's right for the safety of the players and what's right for the Premier League. And I think at the moment, they have to seriously consider a circuit break. I think it's probably beyond that. They probably have to press the button now, to be honest, because I think it's clearly not ramping through the country and Premier League clubs at the moment. Premier League clubs left, right, and centre getting multiple positive cases throughout their team. So, you know, is what it is. I think, unfortunately, the game's called off today, and I will see what the future brings. At the moment, the Liverpool game is still going ahead. I don't think that's in danger at the moment. But I think the Premier League will have to consider taking a break because it's not fair. Why should the City's game is being postponed? Only their one game is being postponed, right? But they have a game in a couple of days' time against Chelsea, or the thing is against Chelsea or Man United. Like, are half the team supposed to just be out for that game? Is that how it works? Because that's not fair. That's just not fair on them, and it's not fair on the product as well, all their fans. So I think it has to stop.
All right. So there you have it. The game Spurs against Fulham tonight is officially, well, it's not officially off, but Alistair Gold and The Athletic have reported it. So it basically is official.
It is off. The game is not going ahead today.
The game is 100% not going ahead. There hasn't been any news regarding the circuit break yet, but I believe that talks and you'll see news ramp up quite highly now after this. We'll bring you the news as and when anything happens. But as it stands, only the Tottenham Fulham game is off tonight, following off the Man City game from last night being off. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait for more news from the Premier League, from the government, from everything else. But like I said, I just want to keep repeating it. Tottenham Fulham is off, but there is no other news regarding a circuit break. That is the news
as
we have.
As far as we know, the Leeds game, our next Leeds game is going to be on. That's as far as we know, but we don't know anything else. All
right. Well, there you have it. That is the news today that we have to guttingly bring to you, unfortunately. But like we keep saying, the health and safety of everyone is much more important than football. But yeah, there you have it. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.